Hi guys, once again, this is Pinay Teacher in America and would like to say hello, and I hope everyone is safe despite of this pandemic that we are experiencing right now, wherein our activities, our bonding with our friends, with our family, and with our relatives are being limited nowadays. But it's okay as long as we are healthy, then we're good. So I would like you to stay home and save lives. So for this afternoon, I would like to discuss with you about the next thing that you need to do when you are already here in America. So I want you guys first to subscribe below the video. Subscribe and click the notification button so that you will be notified for with my new video. And once again, this is Pinay Teacher in America, and I would like you to be safe always. So without further ado, the topic that we're going to discuss today is about the different routines and procedure that should be in place when you are already in your classroom with your students. Now, why is it important to have a different routines and procedures? It's because it also deals with your classroom management. When routines and procedures is not in place, then your classroom will gonna be messed up. Will gonna be Your students will gonna be all around the place in the corners of your classroom. So that is why we need to make sure that there should be routines and procedures in place before anything else. Do not be excited or do not be too excited to share the lessons or to share the different skills with your students if that is your goal. No, because the students are trying to, adjust with their new environment because they are in their new grade level. So it's just like us. If we are new in a place or in a certain country, we need to adjust. So there should be a routine and procedures that we need to follow. Same thing with the students. So that your classroom is gonna be peaceful and in order. Okay? So the first thing that you need to do is, of course, the routine and procedures in getting inside the classroom. How are you going to manage it? So, first, of course, I ask my students to line up outside the classroom without any noise or without making any noise. I always make sure that I explain to them that it should be in a zero level voice. So you have sometimes you have to give them like a hand signal. So when I raise my hand and do like this, they know already what does it mean. Meaning to say zero level of voice in any place of the building. Unless they are in the playground. Of course, they will be shouting, yelling, and because they're in the playground, but inside the building it should be zero level voice. Or if you they're inside the classroom, of course, during discussion or during the think pair share, they should be discussing but with their partner, or during group activity, of course, they will be discussing. So that is the only time that they should be making noise. So that is one thing. All right. So let them line up outside of the classroom before entering the classroom or your classroom. The second one, what do they need to do once they're inside the classroom? I always put a tray by the door and I label it with, oh, label it with morning work. Like in a copy paper, you can print it, and I always put morning work. So they need to get one piece of paper there, and they need to do their morning work. Of course, there is an instruction on that uh, sheet of paper so that they will not be asking you what to do. Miss, what will I do? So your classroom early in the morning, first period in the morning is already noisy. So from the time that they get the paper, there should always be an instruction which should be clearly stated. So the third one routine that I always do, how to pass their paper when they are done. What I do is that I let them put it on the side of their table. So since they're using a desk, like a rectangular large shaped desk, I always let them put on the right side, top right side of their desk. And on their desk, I make sure that they have a book. So that is why it's not really easy to be a teacher here in America, as well as, of course, in the Philippines or in some other part of the country. But I make sure before the start of the classes, I make sure that their desks are ready with everything, with pencil, eraser, their books, their whiteboard, their dry erase marker, their highlighter. It should be ready under their desk. So after they're done with their paper, they should put it on the top side or top right side of their desk and get their book to read the any book that I put under their desk so that still they are quiet. And the third one, when everybody is done, of course, we need to start with our morning routine, like the reciting of the different. Sometimes we do recite the Texas Texas stuff, like the Pledge of Allegiance, and sometimes there is a morning announcement from the principal, and there's always a student every day that announces like the good things that she or he did. Why are we doing that? Because it inspire other students to do good, to do more, to work harder so that by the next day they will be the one to do the same thing, like reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, like being interviewed by the principal, why she or he was assigned as the leader for the day. So sort of things like that. And of course, then after that, you have to start with your lesson. But like I said, do not be too excited in starting with your own lesson, especially if it is only the first week of the school year. You need to really practice the routines and procedures. So the second one, so after the routine upon entering the classroom, the morning work, and the third one, I want to share with you is the how they will go to the restroom. So for me, my practice is I always let them go all at the same time, because sometimes there are kids that go to the restroom just to avoid the lesson of the day, or just to avoid to pay attention to your lesson, to your skill that you need to share them, or that you need to develop in them. So I let my kids go to the restroom at the same times for at least 8 minutes or 10 minutes, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Of course, you need to instill in them that when they are in the hallway, they need to be quiet, observing the zero voice level. Especially especially nowadays, right? The kids should always observe the proper hygiene. So I assigned one student that needs to hold a sanitizer and give or put sanitizer on each student's hand so that it will not be, be contaminated with anything. And so that's one. But except for those students that have medical issues, of course, they need to present a medical certificate to the principal or to the administrator that they need to go to the restroom all the time or many time of the day to do whatever they have to do in the restroom. So that's what I do in my class. And the fourth one I want to share with you is about going to the lunchtime or cafeteria. Still, I need to let them line up. So the first one that I tell them is stand up, push your chair in, stand behind your chair. Because if you will not give them the clear instruction after you say it's lunchtime, then they will be running here and there or might escape from your class, from your classroom because there's no clear instruction or procedure or routine. So if it is already time for the lunch, you need to tell them stand up, push in your chair, stand behind your chair, and they know already. I call them by group. First group, line up. Second group, line up. Third group, line up. So it should be a clear instruction because if not, your classroom will gonna be messed up. So that's what I do in my classroom. Some of the routines that I always do. So that's it for now, guys. My kaguro teachers all around the world. I hope you guys will learn from my topic for today. If you have suggestion, please comment down below and hit the subscribe and notification bell so that you will be notified when there is a new video. Bye for now. Until next time. Be safe, everybody.